What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hot Radio Shout, and as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangsta Wicked, a.k.a. Big Galaxy of Ghetto Mafia.
Doing with Tupac. Sorry,
oh, okay, you're doing your Tupac
that's my
look.
Tupac.
Okay, that's your Tupac.
I'm frustrated with the subject today. I got bamboozled.
You got bamboozled?
So, yeah, I got bamboozled, and when you let the people know what we're talking about, then I'm going to tell you how I got bamboozled, because I believed in one of my favorite players.
Okay.
And when I saw this body cam footage, I couldn't wait to get here.
Okay, for those who don't know, Tyreek Hill, player for the Miami Dolphins, he was arrested before the game last week.
Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And, the footage from the fans driving by just showed Tyreek on the ground looking crazy. So, immediately everybody went into an uproar suspecting that, he was a victim of police brutality. However, after the body cam footage came out, it wasn't that much brutalizing going on. It was just a lot of loud mouthing going on.
Right.
Wick, I know you've been on top of this thing, man. I mean, what have been your thoughts about it all?
Well, I was one of the people that called you, so I know you're probably like, you know what I'm saying, Wick, where's all this? Because I called you outraged the first day. I said, we got to get in here. I wanted to come in 5 minutes after the game.
Your fist.
And I was ready to go, take it out to the streets.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take this thing back to, riding, picketing, what was Rodney King style.
Yeah.
I was ready to go there with it.
Oh, my God.
So because one, this is one of my favorite players in the league.
Yeah.
Two, I didn't really, I believed him. When the first reaction, and me seeing the body cam, not the body cam footage, but the footage from the pedestrians that are just watching and seeing him on the ground, it struck up, what we've been going through. Yeah, George Floyd is just one of them. Yeah. Our guy in Brunswick.
Yeah.
We've been seeing this so much, B-High, and so when I first saw Tyreek, the footage of him on the ground, that instantly made me think, like you said, George Floyd right off the rip, that, this is still going on. And not only is this still going on, but it's going on to a black athlete that's rich, that's in a $300,000 car. So if this can happen to a athlete, one of the best athletes in the world, in a $300,000 car right outside of his job, my mind was thinking, where do I stand?
Yeah.
What, I could, there's a ceiling for us.
Yeah.
That means no matter how much good we do in the community or how much money we make as a black man, this is what I'm thinking when I just see the video.
Yeah.
That, that there is no, no real true freedom here. That's what I'm thinking. So, I was outraged, and I called you and I told you, and you told me that let's just wait to see the footage.
Yeah.
First, the Miami Dolphins stepped right out there and reprimanded the officers right out the rip. So that made me think that when I hear them reprimand the officers, I know we've seen this story so much. We've read this book.
Yeah.
We know how it ends. We pretty much know. We see him on the ground. Y'all abused him. Y'all are not gonna get suspended for it.
Yeah.
And that's what my take was on it.
Yeah.
When I saw the footage. Now I'm gonna say this, B-High. I've been to jail over, since there are people like that always like to check people's resume and their paperwork and all that. I've never been to prison.
Yeah.
But I've been to every jail in Georgia.
Yeah.
It's not one I don't been to 7th floor on Rice Street for all y'all West Side niggas. I don't been there. In the Roach Motel, you check in, but you don't check out.
Yeah.
I don't been to Thunderdome, DeKalb County. I don't do Gwinnett County. I've been locked up. I don't been locked up in it. Bro, I didn't even know College Park had a jail. I got locked up in that back in the day.
And they managed to put you in there?
40 until I got bound over. You know what I'm saying? Until they came and got me. But anyway, to make a long story short, B-High, I say that to say that I don't ride with police.
Yeah.
But I do, my mother raised us to respect authority to get home.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the Tyreek, footage, I saw a lot of things in there that that he could have did to just get home or get to work. I saw a lot of violations. I saw a guy that's kind of like the millennials that I be talking about with, with my son, my nieces, my nephews, and other people's nieces and nephews. It's a mindset of the millennials. A lot, and not all of them. I'm not speaking of all of them, because there's a lot of great ones too. But the mindset of, and I would tell my son this, who's locked up right now, I would tell him the same thing. Bro, if the police pull you over, unless you don't, they got you where you on TV as a manhunt and you going out to your last, you going out in the blaze of glory, do what they say, bruh, so you can come on to the crib. So we can go ahead. If they're gonna take you to jail, shut your mouth and go ahead and go to the jail so we can come on down there and get you fast enough. All this rah-rah and all this talking and, and trying to tell somebody off and all this sort of kind of, you're gonna lose. These people are in a profession that is already very dangerous. We don't look at stuff from other people's shoes a lot of times. And I have to learn that that's what's being a G is. Learning not just yourself and your emotions and what you think, but what does the next man think? If I say this to Beehive, even though I take it, people can say the same thing to me, but is Beehive gonna take it the same way that I say if I say, somebody's mama? You might say something about my mama and we good. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, your mama can tell a mama joke. That's how I kick it.
Yeah.
But you might not kick it that way.
That's right.
And so understanding is not just me understanding myself, is understanding who I'm dealing with and their heightened, security or what they're thinking about the situation. That's the first thing. So I would have had I got pulled over in that same situation, knowing I have to go to work. My first thing is I don't even want my employers to know that I'm pulled over right outside the stadium because of my history. So that's my first thing. I don't want my employer to know that I'm in trouble again. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might have to come to my defense. I said that when I got out of trouble the first time, which y'all have in my back, that I would be a model citizen. So at least let me try to stick up to that. That's first of all. Second of all, as I noticed the car behind, the tent, it's not what we're looking at right here. So for the man to tell him to roll the window down because we're looking right out over the city right here, and this is clear as day. This tent is dark as this microphone. Yeah. So I couldn't see in there. So at the moment, you have to realize that this officer, which is a Latino officer, this is not no hill buck Billy, you know what I'm saying, down South Georgia, you know what I'm saying, pulling it. Nah, these are city cops that are minorities themselves. That's the first thing. So now when I pulled you over, you speeding, I pulled you over and I tell you, what I'm saying, hey, give me your license information, blah, blah, blah. Roll your window down so I can see you. At that point right there, it would have been dead. Myself, Beehive, I would have rolled my window down, gave you the stuff, and I would have been on the phone. Yeah. Like a player. They got me pulled over. I was doing a little bit too much, but you know what I'm saying, blah, blah. I'll be out of here in a minute. Yeah. And that would have got that. Anything they would have said to me after that, hey, bro, can you tell us why you was going too fast? Look, bro, I ain't got time to really talk, but I apologize. Give me my ticket, and I'm out of here. That wasn't the situation. What I saw was a guy that felt entitled. What I saw was, and it's not just because because he plays for the Miami Dolphins and he's rich. That's why I told you I have broke millennials that act the same way. that time they get pulled over, then they don't want to comply. Now, it kind of reminds me of the what was the guy for Empire, the Jussie Smollet guy. Yeah. When he lied and we were all ready to go to war for him. Yeah. It don't matter whether you were gay, straight, white, black, blue. If you was a kindle spirit of the brutality, somebody come up and throwing gasoline on him and running off into the night and beating him and all that. Yeah. We're ready to go to war for that. So when I see Tyreek on the ground like that, it's hatching up those type of things. Like you said, George Floyd. But turns out that it was more, instead of a George Floyd situation, it was more of a Jussie Smollett situation. And when Tyreek, I'm upset with Tyreek for misleading me to thinking that there was more there, that he wasn't being belligerent. But I should have listened to that press conference when he first said something about it very clearly, because a friend of mine said Tyreek lying. And I said, why you figure Tyreek lying? They pulled him over, they snatched him out of the car, man. You see, this before the footage comes out now. You see the man on the ground. He said, I can already tell how he's saying, he's singing Kumbaya. Oh, I don't want to go forward with pressing charges and officers. I don't think nothing should happen to him. I think that we cannot, my father was a cop. I think we can all, use this as a teachable moment. I said, he's backtracking real fast on this for somebody that's been, slammed to the pavement outside, and he's been roughed up, and before I saw that, you know what I'm saying? So I still didn't want to believe it, but seeing the footage behind, I'm disappointed, because when you cry wolf out there, you set us all back.
Yeah.
Now when there is Beehive or Wick and we get put on, we do the right thing, and then we get killed anyway, and there's no or we get beaten and there's no footage to show the world what really happened. Now people don't want to take our word for it, because you set us back when you Jussie Smollet and you do these things, you Tyreek Hill and you do these type of things. You, for the good people that are the future people that are going to be abused or has been abused, you discredit them when you do things like this. Now let me say something in his defense, and I'm gonna turn it over to you. I can understand why Tyreek did that. See, this situation is down the middle for me. He was dead ass wrong. I'll tell you, everybody out there, he was dead ass wrong. I saw the footage, he was dead ass wrong. But I'm gonna tell everybody out there too. We're in a state of, we're so paranoid, and stuff that has been done to us so long, over 400 years, that when we do get pulled over and the situation is not what we think it is, we're paranoid. We don't know if this is going to be a Sandra Bland. We don't know if this is going to be, I keep forgetting your boy name from Minnesota, but we don't know if it's going to be that type of situation, because what we have seen.
Yeah.
We just, like I said, we just seen a woman die in a kitchen for calling the police. So I can understand when you do pull over a Tyreek or something, that he's frustrated and scared and nervous too. So that may be the way that he acted out, by talking shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And some people do that. Some people when they get quiet, when they get nervous, they get quiet. We do know some people, when they get nervous, they get belligerent. You know what I'm saying? It's still a way of just acting out and putting up a defense mechanism. So I don't know if Tyreek is in that moment saying, you know what? I've seen this movie before too, and it always ends with my people dying from this. So you know what? I'm gonna start acting a fool. Let me get somebody on the phone real fast. Let me get a white guy on the phone, Drew, so that he can verify this. Maybe they'll set on. Let me blah 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 blah. My partners and them coming up. Hey man, I ain't done nothing. Let me start trying to defend myself before I even get to court, because I know how this book normally ends, and I always end with either people that look like us getting killed or being thrown in jail with what I call a shotgun effect, where you shoot a bunch of stuff on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you send me to jail with 50 charges for one thing, but you word them all kind of different ways. So he could be thinking that in that moment also, from the history. It's like this right here, Beehive. If you ever had a dog, I tell people this all the time, don't beat your dog, even when they small. And I'm gonna bring it back full circle. Don't beat your dog when it's a puppy for pottying in the house. And say, well, why? The dog has to learn. I said, because when the dog gets older and it has teeth, and you go to rub it this time, that hand, what he knows that hand for is beating him. So he'll take that motherfucking hand off once he gets big enough. And that's a lot of stuff that has happened with us over the years. We have been, we've been beaten. And now we don't understand that when a cop or something is trying to show love, hey, calm down, just give me your license. I got you, bro. I'm gonna get you up out of here. We think we getting beat again. So we bite at you. We bark at, we go, we defend ourselves. Yeah. Because we used to being beat. Yeah. So it's sad on both sides. Me looking at the footage behind, I didn't see anything that the cops really did wrong. If I was a cop, if I was in that situation, I don't know. I might have told Tyreek, let me tell you something, nigga. I'm trying to go home. You
Yeah.
with all this shit, you making all this goddamn money, bro. I'm
Yeah.
probably pulling to the side. Get these folks the goddamn license, man. Go ahead and go catch the footballs. You're already blessed. Why all this extra?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna turn it over to you behind and see what you think. And I apologize for jumping to the conclusion and not looking at the footage first. And I'm ready to go to war.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, now I totally understand where you come from with that, Wick, but then I got to ask a few different questions about it all. You know, a lot of this stuff we got to blame on media as well. When I look at these things from these different perspectives, one perspective is this. Media, the only thing that ever hits the news is us getting beat and killed by police.
Right.
Now, if you're a police officer and you done had a 20-year career, how many people have you had to beat and kill over that 20 year? And how many people did you just peacefully give a ticket, peacefully arrest, and peacefully do your job every day?
Right.
So if this is a regular occurrence, I don't believe that the reality versus what the media's giving us on a regular basis is not congruent. However, that does not negate the fact that this stuff does exist and it does happen. But I do know I have been pulled over by the police more times than I can count on my fingers, and I haven't been beaten and killed during those exchanges because I just go ahead and comply and go on about it. Now, there have been times where I've been pulled over by some crazy folks too, and I was thinking, all right, now this might go either way. I don't know.
Right.
But for the most part, I'm still here to talk to you about it today. When we think about police, they got one of the worst jobs in the world, man.
Most dangerous jobs in the world. A job that's paranoid. It's a beehive.
Your job is to go and pick up that dead body. Your job is to go and get that molester. Your job is to go and get in the middle of that violence or that domestic situation or that robbery or that kidnapping or anything that's going wrong. That is your job to show up and, you know, be in the middle of that. What do you think that does to people's minds who their job every day is to pretty much see the worst side of society?
Right.
That's their job every day, is to show up for the worst possible event that's going on today. I had to see that today. That's my job. Every day I wake up, I don't know if I'm going home either.
Right.
So I'm on edge every time I pull somebody over, because in my police training video, they showed me where somebody pulled somebody over and then they got out the car shooting.
Got a car shoot right in the face.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they have to be on high alert every time that they pulling somebody over, and we as civilians, we got to understand that too. And, you know, I hate to say it, and I ain't giving nobody no slack, but everybody has bad days and good days too. You can't expect every officer to be having a great day when they come into work, even though that's their job. It's just like a waiter or a waitress. You can't expect every time to go get service from a restaurant that the waitress or the waiter's gonna be the greatest waiter or host that you ever met in your life, because they just might be going through some stuff that day. So if you are just kind of complying and going along with the routine, you got a high chance of not having to deal with the backlash of, you know, butting heads with somebody. Mm-hmm. However, you know, I do not in no way agree with any kind of, you know, brutalization by police officers on civilians at any time. But as a civilian, you still got to have that in the back of your mind on how to deal with people and how to understand what the hell's going on. Now, the other thing that stressed me out about this situation when the body cam footage came out was that, you know, Tyreek had other people come to his aid during that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still...
Brother Campbell came to it. I forget his Khalees Campbell, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're coming to your aid, and they're feeling the same way like you were just saying. We thinking, no, what we not going to do is let a George Floyd situation happen here. So we're here to protect our brother and make sure he gets out of this situation alive. However, if it's not as serious as he's making it out to be, you come in and try to defend it, and you can wind up being a George Floyd victim in the situation.
That's the thing.
And that's what got me. It's like, no, bruh, you don't want to mess it up for somebody that's just innocent coming in to help you, and now they telling them, hey, man, if you don't back up, we going to whoop your ass. We going to give you hell.
Right.
And they seeing these big black men
right.
popping out of nowhere saying, what's going on here? What's going on here? They already scared for their life.
Yeah, and these are Latino officers for everybody to know. These aren't white guys.
Yeah.
So they're a minority also.
Yeah.
And we know, no matter how rough we think America is, take your ass down to Juarez, Mexico.
Yeah.
Go down there.
Yeah.
And go live south of the border and see how they live. So if you think we got violence and we're on edge, just think them being here in America, they're on edge. I just want to say that.
No, I feel you. So that was my other thing. It's like, hey man, we got to figure out how to de-escalate these situations to make sure that, we can better handle our business out here. Mm-hmm. And that's just across the board, man. I mean, it's not just dealing with police, it's us dealing with each other in the community, man. How do we find ways to just better resolve situations that we might have with one another? But, I mean, Tyreek, I can understand why he'd be pissed off, because sometimes you do have a chip on your shoulder. When you're watching media and you're watching the news and you're seeing what's going on with our people, you automatically get afraid and defensive because we're trained to think that George Floyd time. Sandra Bland time. You see what I'm saying? We're not seeing officer friendly anymore. We was trained that in elementary school, but by the time we get grown, a lot of the interaction that we're having with police officers are not as positive as we'd like them to be. I done been racially profiled on many occasions, and it didn't feel good, and it does make you want to go off and cut a damn fool. So I definitely understand how he felt, but you can't be carrying on like that and mess it up for yourself and everybody else.
And another thing too, be how we, let's be real. Anytime that there's a problem in the black community, in any community, the first person you're gonna call is the police. Mm-hmm. We need the police, and we need the police. We have to have the police to keep some type of order for people breaking in your car, breaking in your houses, doing whatever they want, just running amok. Other than that, we'll be living in a third world country. So I'm not anti-police, but at the same time, I do feel. Tyreek would, well, like I said, I don't know that was his mindset. I honestly think that from me looking at everything, he just he has that millennial mindset that, hey, I'm young, rich, flying, flashy nigga, what the fuck you pull me over for? Yeah. And you know what? Since you did, nigga, I'm gonna disrespect you. I'm gonna give you my fuck you attitude. That's how I take it after I saw it. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? But playing devil's advocate, you can be stressed. Anytime if a police, that's why I do everything. I make sure my tag good. Yeah. I'll tell nigga you get in the car with me, fire blunt up in my goddamn car. Nigga, that's a fight. I don't give a fuck if me and you just smoked one nigga in your car. No, in your car. You know what I'm saying? The same rules don't apply to my car, motherfucker. So nigga like, well, you just roll one up in my car, wig. Yeah. Well, nigga, I thought that's how you got down. Exactly. It smell like weed when I got in your car, motherfucker. You don't smell no weed in this bitch. Exactly. But nah, man, I was disappointed at watching and you know what, I'm not disappointed. I'm happy because like I said, it could have we could be right now talking about something very different. We could be talking about an athlete being killed by police or anything else happening. So right now, man, we just got to tighten up, man. We got to police and community. I was seeing the interaction. The police, they were all right to me. I hate to say
the police,
that.
they just got pissed off. That's what I'm saying. You already got a high-stress job, and it's like, hey, man, just keep your window rolled down. Right. Now I got the cut up because you don't want to roll down your window.
Right. You're challenging my authority. And behind, I know damn well that if, hypothetically, you were a cop, it's just like you're a professor now. When you come in there and you teach and you tell somebody to sit down, that's what you mean. Because if you're not sitting down, then you're distracting all the people that's here to learn. Yep. So either you're going to sit down and follow my authority as a professor, you getting the fuck up out of here.
Come on, man.
You understand what? That's authority. Yeah. You're not gonna run the asylum.
And I'm not gonna ask you disrespectfully. I might say, hey man, get off your phone. And if you need to use your phone, use it outside the classroom.
Correct. So, that's where it goes, man. But I mean, we'll leave it to the people and let them think, comment about what they think about the entire situation. Only if you have seen the footage. Look at the footage before you coming on here and give an opinion like I did, like a fool.
Y'all hit the comments, man. Let us know how you feel. Beehive Radio, shawty, Big Galaxy. I'll let y'all in a minute, man. We gone.